So this is the most unstructured video ever. I'm sitting here, I'm waiting to do my stint for the Daytona 24, and I'm kind of stressed and worried about how I'm gonna mess up everything, yeah. And you know what, I was like, I need to go back to my comfort show. Everybody's got a comfort show. Some, it's New Girl, I don't know what other people watch. Simple, stupid shows. But what mine is Initial D.
That's crazy. The FC's still in front. The inside line's got that advantage. The FC is skidding to the outside of the curve.
I promptly hopped on Crunchyroll. Then I get there and find out Crunchyroll doesn't have Initial D. So it's kind of a two-part video. One, why is it so hard to watch Initial D? Why do they make it this difficult? This rights battle or whatever is going on has been going on for years. As long as I've been alive, I have not been able to get a complete box set of this stupid show. I have not been able to see it all on Funimation or whatever. They're always missing a stage or whatever the case may be. And I finally got excited because MF Go's coming out. I figured they would collect them like the Infinity Stones and have them all out on Crunchyroll. But no, they don't. So anyways, my buddy Jonathan, shout out to Jonathan, Yellow Evo Pikachu Jonathan. You know what that means. Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's all on YouTube at this point. And I said, are you serious? I go on YouTube, find it. All right, me and Grace start watching them. Besides the PlayStation 1 graphics and all the weird quirkiness like Ikutani's mouth. What is up with Ikutani's mouth? Still to this day, it does not, look at that. Look at it, it doesn't adhere to the laws of physics. Anyways, all those weird things aside, this show cooks. It absolute slaps. Like if you don't even know anything about cars and you just like anime, this is an anime worth watching. If you can get over the way it looks, oh my goodness, does it cook. The only other series that I can, revere like this is oddly enough Hot Wheels Acceleracers, but that's a video for a whole nother day. Anyways, I just have to, I got an excuse to at least talk about the first arc, if you will. Of Initial D and how it absolutely slaps. I have never seen an anime or a farm this hard for little to no reason. It's amazing. It's like Piccolo wrote this show.
Initial D!
Of course, this absolute banger of a series starts with nothing but establishing shots and AE86 just screaming in the distance. That 4AGE screaming. Of course, the Eurobeat starts, because, that's the entire series. From this point forward, you grow from a young man to a man, okay? The minute you hear that, 9,000 RPM out of this little 4AGE, the minute you see that AE86 and all of its PlayStation 1 graphics glory come around that hairpin, brother, it changes you. It really does. It changes you, brother. Of course, we don't see who's in the car, but they have some sick New Balances on, and he's absolutely bombing this mountain run. And of course, this geezer, who's shaving while driving for some reason, gets a glimpse of this dude's absolute aura as he flies by.
That guy never changes.
Are your timbers shivered yet? Probably not, because I haven't even shown you 30 seconds of the show. So now we get to meet our main protagonist. His name's Takumi, and then his sidekick guy is Itsuki. We basically kind of find out what their personalities are like pretty immediately. Takumi's an absolute idiot who does nothing but space out all the time. I don't know, his frontal lobe isn't developed. And Itsuki just pretty much daydreams about being super cool and a street racer and all this other stuff, even though he doesn't have a car. This whole beginning sequence is basically him explaining that he can afford an 8.6 and that's it. And Takumi says nothing because he's an idiot. And it'll become more obvious why he's an idiot here in a minute. There's also this female love interest that shows up, Natsuki. You're not missing much. It's pretty one-dimensional, but whatever. If you really care, you can watch the show. Alright, jumping forward and keeping it light on exposition for y'all, but we learned that they all work at a gas station together, and where the old timer that shaves while driving for some reason, works. He's all of their boss. We meet his friends, which I don't know any of their names other than Itsuki and Ikutani. You learn that they're all saving up money. Ikutani casually lore drops that he's part of the Akina Speedstars, and he points to his S13, and they're all like, whoa. Anyways, he says, hey, we're going up to the mountain tonight. Do you guys want to go? You know, typical street racer stuff. Come look how cool I am. And yeah, so they agree to go up there. Takumi absolutely has to be dragged, because he does not want to go, nor does he care about cars at all, because he's an idiot. But anyways, it establishes this is like their summer job. They're saving up money to buy an 8.6, and by they, I mean Ikutani. Up until this point, I sound unenthused, I know, but a lot of it's kind of set up for where we're at. Now, me personally, I'm a nerd. I like it, but I know that not everybody does. They just want to get straight to the racing. But this is where it starts to get interesting, because now we find out the shop owner, which I don't know his name, I'll flash on screen here, starts lore dropping to Ikutani. He's like, hey, you know, there's definitely somebody a lot faster than y'all up there on the mountain. I don't know if you know this. And he's like, no, it's impossible. You know, we don't ever see any old timers, because he's implying that it's somebody of his age. He's like, yeah, he just drives at a different time of night than y'all.
During a different time of the day than you and all your buddies. And he's got a good reason. He happens to own a tofu shop. At around 4 a.m., he always leaves on his deliveries. He has to make his rounds, taking tofu to all the hotels at Lake Akina. That guy's downhill speed is something out of this world. And because this is his business, the guy's out there every day, rain or snow. It doesn't matter. He knows the smallest stain on the asphalt of that road. Mark my words, Ikutani, the fastest downhill car in Akina is an 8.6 that delivers tofu.
The tofu shop 8.6?
First of all, when I get older, I need me a Yuichi, okay? I need somebody to be spitting straight lore about me. Like, did you hear the hype that guy was delivering? He's like, you just don't understand. He's out there at the mountain at 2 a.m. He owns this business, and he slides that thing. Dude, if there is a centipede on the asphalt, he's aware. I mean, talk about like he's a god. Like, he floats above the asphalt. I just had to take a second to just say how amazing that glaze was. It's a good little lore drop there, at least from his perspective, and part of the fun of the early season is watching all of these pieces start to come together. Although not like amazing on their own, and at the end of the day, it is just a small little street racing story. I think that was the hook for a lot of people, like me watching. Alright, so we flash forward to Takumi driving up the hill in the back seat of the S13. And we find out that Takumi is a terrible side seat. He's about to lose his lunch back there. He's over here, oh my gosh. And it essentially shows that Ikutani can't. It basically shows that Ikutani can't drive that well either, though, because the S13's all over the place, and he's just kind of slinging it around. So it definitely, without directly telling you, shows that some of these guys aren't the best drivers.
Never seen these guys before. And if they're headed up to Akina at this time of night, something must be going down on the mountain.
Alright, Yuichi's just closing up shop, and right there, that's where he felt the spiritual pressure of the Takahashi brothers. These dudes are rolling up the street, and their rotaries, wankles. These guys pull up out of nowhere, and you can tell they're serious, bro. They're driving in sync. They got two Mazis. I mean, come on. Look at them. Anyways, they roll up to the local pass, and all the dudes are sizing them up, and they're looking over, and they're like, oh, we're screwed.
Initial D.
This is where you're at the halfway point, and at this point you've already grown chest hair because you're a full-grown man at this point. How much aura farming was happening on that get-out sequence between Keisuke and Ryosuke? I have expected Piccolo to get out with the Fate. In a nutshell, they basically are like, hey, we race the same people all the time where we're from. How about we race you guys? We want to see what you guys got. We'll get to their master plan here in a little bit.
If he's gonna put it so damn politely, how are we supposed to say no?
All right. What do you say we meet up next Saturday right here at 10 o'clock?
Sure, you got it.
Alright, all this is going on. Takumi and Itsuki get left at the top of the mountain because I don't like to have people in the car when I make a serious run.
Sorry, Itsuki. When I make a serious run, I don't like to go at it with passengers in the car.
So they're all practicing up and down the mountain and getting their butts handed to them. While all this is going on, Yuichi makes a call over to the Master Bunta himself, Takumi's dad. And is like, "What's up, gang? It's been a while since we talked. What's going on, cuh?" I don't know why he said it like that. I mean, Yuichi's a weird one. And he was like, "Hey man, you blew past me the other day on the mountain, and I flashed you. Why didn't you say anything to me?"
Real sorry to disappoint you, but that wasn't me.
Had to be. It was your 8.6.
Okay, you caught me. It was my car that you saw, but I wasn't the one driving it at the time. My son Takumi's delivering tofu to the hotels now.
Wait, what did you say?
Since when?
I guess about 5 years now.
That kid's been running deliveries for you since he was in the 7th grade?
Alright, there's a big old montage of them getting their butt handed to them by the Red Suns. But anyways, we now cut to these two standing there menacingly.
So, brother, what are you thinking?
I think if that's the best competition they can offer, we could beat them without a practice run. We'll leave our top drivers at home next week. I'm even gonna pass on the race.
Well, if you're not racing, then I'm not gonna bother either.
No, you need to do it. I want you to set a record for this course. Something these locals will never be able to break, not even on their best day. We don't do that. The name of the Akagi Red Suns will never become legendary.
Simple plan, easy plot. This isn't anything Fast and Furious. There's no superhero coming from a meteor that's coming to Earth and Vin Diesel needs to shove his Charger through the asteroids. Super simple, okay? They're just trying to be cool. They're farming at the top of the mountain. That's it. That's it. The plot, super simple. Alright, the night is pretty much over. The sun's about to come up soon. My boy Case K's been out there whooping tail all night. Okay, and this is the moment. This is the moment that everybody remembers Initial D from. This is the hook. Case K's on his way down from the mountain. He's killing it as always. You can tell he's starting to get a little tired. So he's loosening up on the throttle, and all of a sudden, just for a moment, oh, yeah, I know you saw that. He felt that spiritual pressure. Yeah, people act like Keisuke's not on the same level of Goku, and I disagree. He felt that man's power level like 3 corners behind. Then all of a sudden, he's like, "Wow, what is on my tail?" And we're just gonna let this sequence speak for itself.
That's not one of our guys. Is that an MR2 or a 180? Nice driving, Chief, but after 2 corners, you won't even be a speck in my rearview mirror. Oh, is that an 8.6? You're kidding me! It shouldn't be this hard for my FD to outrun a junked-out old 8.6. This has got to be some kind of nightmare. I just hope I wake up soon. I'm the number 2 driver of the Akagi Red Suns, damn it! Doesn't that idiot even know this road? After this slow right is a sharp left. There's a ravine on the other side. He's got to hit the brakes. I knew it! That freaking idiot's going in way too fast! There's no room to slow down. He's going into that guardrail! Whoa! What the hell? Inertia drift?
Maybe this is just rose-tinted glasses, but when I rewatched that sequence, I still get giddy till this day. And I gotta say, I know this sounds cheesy, but behind the wheel, I've done on track and off track, and that feeling is 100% real. When there is a driver behind you pressing you, and you cannot fathom what in the world they're doing to be so much faster than you, that's crazy. I think that feeling is represented pretty well here. Not to mention the small details, like you get to see the little keychain piece kind of flick to one side to show that the weight is transferring to one side of the car, or I don't know, just a ton of love and care is put into this thing. For all of its little flaws and the way it looks quirky and all this stuff, this show, to me, is peak. Like, you could tell there was some serious effort put into this. As you progress later into the seasons too, there's a whole lot of more technique talk. There's a lot of different cars, variations. All this stuff is touched on, and it's cheesy at times for sure, but my love for this series cannot be understated. And I know for a fact there's a ton of people out there that absolutely love this series. Don't get me wrong, it definitely takes liberties with driving, and definitely there's some stuff that for sure doesn't really make sense, or if it does, it's not applicable, like the water in the cup thing. It's a cool concept, but it's definitely a bit of Hollywood, but it's an amazing series. You can tell it actually has love for what it's based on. I mean, anyways, I just wanted to sit down and definitely at least look at how awesome that pilot episode is and how it definitely draws you in. At the end of the day, you don't like it's not up your alley, that's okay. But if you're into cars and you like anime, I promise you, this is like the series you should watch. There's not a ton of racing anime out there, but this one, top tier.